Hey everybody, my name is Asia and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a 24-hour readathon. I've not tried to do a 24-hour readathon, I think, since the last spring break, and it's actually my spring break now, which is why I'm doing it, because I have ample amount of time. And so we are going to be doing a 24-hour readathon, kind of a little bit different than I've done them before, or how I've seen people do them. I know it's very common to do like 24 hours straight, like start at 5 a.m. and go to 5 a.m. the next day or whatever. For me, I don't like to do that because I need my sleep even on spring break. So I decided to kind of split it up into 2 days and do like 12-ish hours each day, but that plan kind of flopped already because it's 12:47 on the first day. So even if I read this whole time for the whole rest of the day, I still would be like 1 hour behind. So I'll probably read a little bit more tomorrow than we do today. I'm also kind of doing it like timer method. I'm going to run a timer to keep track of how many hours I'm reading, but I'm not gonna like stop it for every little thing. If you don't know what the timer method is, it's basically where people will start and stop the timer when they're reading. So they'll start it when they start reading and then stop it when they're not reading, and then see how long it takes them to do 24 hours over the course of multiple days. For this readathon, I'm also letting myself mood read, which I have not done in forever, because I know that it seems like on my channel I haven't been posting that many reading vlogs, but I've been filming a lot of reading vlogs for months and I just haven't been liking how they turned out. So I've been like reading all these specific books for reading vlogs and then not posting them because I don't like how they turn out, or I never finish them, or whatever. So I'm allowing myself to mood read, and I brought so many books with me to my boyfriend's apartment because I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna read. So I just brought a whole bunch of books that I feel like I'm in the mood for. Some of them are on my winter TBR, which I'm still trying to wrap up because it's the beginning of March. Some of them are on my spring TBR and I'm trying to get a jump on that. And then some of them are just other random books or new releases or whatever. So I'm gonna show y'all all the books that we have so we can like kind of pick out what I want to read. So I have this whole stack here, and then I also have some books here. I think I brought like 16 books with me. And then this stack is mostly manga. The first book that I need to choose does need to have an audiobook just because I need to listen while I do work for my remote job. So that takes out all of this manga that I have. I brought 3 with me. And then one of the other books that I also brought is one that my boyfriend made for me about me. So this one I also can't read right now because it has no audio. I'm really in the mood for all of these. Anxious People I think would be good because it's like a literary fiction. Hostage is a thriller, and I have the audiobook out on Hoopla, but it's a little bit long. I feel like I want to maybe start with something shorter. Bad Blood would be good, but it's also kind of thicker, but it is YA, so it reads pretty fast. Done and Dusted is pretty up there for me. I don't know how long the audiobook is, but it's pretty short and it's a romance, and I've been really wanting to read this. I also have a couple horror. I have Night Bitch on here, and I think I also have Something in the Walls. This is a new release. These are both horror. This one had a recent adaptation that I want to watch, so I want to read the book, and then this is like a new release horror book. I also have another romance, and that is Only When It's Us by Chloe Leese. I also bought some cozies, The Golden Spoon. I don't think this one's actually a cozy, but it's like a mystery, and it technically takes place in the summer, but it's at like a competition kind of like the Great British Bake Off, and even though I know that also takes place in the summer, I associate it with spring, so this is another option. And then this is, I don't even know what book this is in the Seaside Cafe mystery series, but I really like this cozy mystery series and I'm trying to like finish it off. And then the last 2 books that I have are Annie Bot, which could also be a good contender because it's pretty short, and this one is like a sci-fi. And then The House of My Mother is a nonfiction from Sherry Frankie, who's the daughter of Ruby Frankie, which was a family Mormon vlogger who has gone to jail for abusing her children. So I think these are my options that I would really like to read right now that I feel like are pretty short that I could get through quickly. So I'm gonna see where I can get the audiobooks for these and then pick which one based off that. Okay, so these 2 books, I would have to buy the audiobook from Libro FM or Audible. I really wish I could have my Spotify listening hours right now, but I have Spotify Premium through my student discount, and it doesn't give me like the audiobook listening hours, so I'm really sad because I did have them in the beginning and then they took them away. But these books I would have to buy the audio, and then these 4 I have the audiobooks available. This one I have from Libro FM. I think I got it as an ALC a while ago when it came out. Done and Dusted, I have the audiobook on Audible. I must have bought it in like a sale, and I'm not like currently having a membership with Audible. I think I have it on like pause, and then I have a reminder to like keep it paused because I still have like credits and stuff and I don't really want to get rid of them, but I'm not like like supporting Audible. I just have books on there that I haven't read. So I probably got this in a sale. This one is on Hoopla. A lot of cozy mysteries on Hoopla. If you like cozies or you want to get into them, I really recommend Hoopla. They have like every cozy mystery I've ever wanted to read has been on Hoopla. And then this one I was able to get from my library. The other two books are also available from my library, but they have super long hold times on them. So I think I'm gonna go with Done and Dusted. This is the shortest audiobook. It's less than 7 hours, so I should be able to get this one done fairly quickly, and that will start off this readathon very, very well. So I'm going to go in and start doing work for my job and listen to this while I get some work done.
Tell me if it's cash you like. You be acting classy like you don't really want it. You know that I blast you right. You can get it right on sight. If you really wanna talk that shit, I'm rooting for your Malibu rum. 5 steps from the BJ, pouring up some shots, got me spinning like a DJ. If you keep me coming, I'll stay till the weekday. Now you wanna call now, trying to come on over to my home now. What you want, I don't know what I want now. Guess we doing more than having fun now. I've been feeling ways, I've been thinking you would feel the same. I've been looking for a better space, nah, nah. I don't even got a heart to break, nah, nah. I've been feeling ways, roll it up, smoke it like we ain't got time to waste. Promise I'm tryna put a smile up on your face. Remember how it felt when it was just a little taste? 'Cause I've been feeling ways. So what you mean right now? You've been making scenes right now. What you tryna tell me? Acting like a tease right now. You can get the
So I'm about 3 hours into reading. It's 4:48 now, but in that time I did already finish Done and Dusted. I finished in about 2.5 of those hours. It was very quick. This one is a romance about this girl named Emmy, and she was raised on a farm, and she is also a rider. Like, she rides horses, and she had this incident where she got dusted, which means that she like got kicked off the horse basically, and so she's been having a really difficult time. She doesn't live on this farm with her family anymore, but she ends up going back to the farm at the beginning of this book, and nobody really knows what's wrong with her. She doesn't really want to open up, and she begins to grow close to one of her brother's best friends, because she has a couple brothers, and she begins to grow close to his best friend, and he begins to help her like with the basics of getting back into writing and stuff like that. And this one's sitting between a 3.5 and a 4 star for me. It was so quick, so I feel like I didn't have much like actual development with the characters. There is smut in this, if that's something that you don't or do want. I'm just letting you know there is a couple smut scenes in this one, but I didn't really feel connected to their romance. This one was more of like a palate cleanser to me. Like, I would recommend it if you want kind of something in these like country vibes, but it's not going to be like the most actual memorable romance between the characters or the characters themselves. I think it was fine. I would definitely continue on in the series because I think they're enjoyable. Again, kind of palate cleanser-y, but I'm not like super attached to the characters or the romance. As I said, I don't think that I'm gonna remember anything specific about them in a while from now. I do like how the main character does have ADHD in here. I will say that our main character Emma has ADHD, which is not something that we commonly see with women in general in society. It's mostly like a male dominated thing, portrayed at least. I'm not saying actually having ADHD, but how it's portrayed in the media is so male dominated. So I like seeing that because I do have ADHD as well. I feel like this one I also read at like the perfect time for me right now, because there's this woman on TikTok, that's where I watch her, but I think she's also on Facebook, Instagram, and I know she's on YouTube, and her name is Katie Van Slyke, and she owns a farm. She mostly does like horse related stuff and shows horses. American quarter horse is like the breed of horses that she has, that she mainly shows, and she talks about those horses, her breeding them, because she has a breeding program with the horses. But then she also has like a mini farm with like mini horses and donkeys, and she has goats and a pig and a whole bunch of animals and cattle and stuff like that. But right now, I think starting from like January to March is foaling season, where the mare horses, which are like the female horses who are carrying babies, have babies during the foaling season because the babies are called foals. And so I've been like keeping up with her TikTok. I watch her TikToks every day. Like every single day I go on TikTok and I watch all of her TikToks that she posts from the day, whether they're horse related, other animal related, I don't really care. But I've been watching her horses foal a lot, and I feel like I've been learning a lot about horses and appreciating horses. Not saying I'm a horse girl, but like I've never like been drawn to horses particularly. Like I think they're pretty, like they're nice looking creatures, but I was never like drawn or interested in them, and now I am. So I feel like this was like a good time for me to read this, because like I feel like I'm in my peak interest for like horse, cattle, farm stuff. Maybe that'll change and it'll peak even more later on, but as of now I really am interested in it. So I thought this was like a good read for me at this time. And then I also started this book, Take a Hike, because after I finished my work, my boyfriend wanted me to lay with him, because when he's on night shift, he like, you know, sleeps when he gets here, wakes up for a couple hours, plays video games or whatever, and then he takes a nap right before he goes to work. So he was napping, and he likes for me to lay with him. So I started this ebook of Take a Hike by Mimi Grace. This is the third book in her Love Struck series. I believe this is the last book, and I've been really wanting to finish the series off because I love this series so much. I think the first one I gave 4.5, and the second one I gave 5 stars. It was one of my favorite romances in my top books of the year that I read it. I actually read the second one first and then read the first one, but overall it's a 5-star series for me as of now. So I really wanted to start this one as well, and I have it checked out from the library, so I thought it would be good. And it's only like 230 pages, so I feel like it'd be good to read for this 24-hour readathon. It's pretty quick so far, 15% of the way in half an hour. And this one we're following our main character, and she is mostly like a city girl. She knows nothing really about outdoorsy stuff at all. So these ones kind of both have to do with the outdoors, which is interesting. I guess Take a Hike makes sense, but she knows nothing really about outdoors, and she has some bad luck in the beginning of this book where she gets fired from her job. She was like working as a caterer, I believe, where she would like be like, you know, like the waitress for the catering company. She got fired from that, and the next day her and her mom go to this will reading, and they thought it was for her mom's father, but it turns out it was actually for a man that her mom dated like 15 years before this book started, because he put them in her will when they were dating, because they dated for a few years. They were pretty serious. And then they broke up, and I guess he just never changed his will. Whether that was purposeful or not, I have no idea. But he ended up leaving to her this outdoorsy tour company that does like outdoor kind of excursions and stuff like that. One of the employees that works at this company is very interested in buying the company. She goes there to like sell the business to him. But then she gets there and she's like, wait, I actually want like the summer to decide if this is something I want to do or not. And he's like, you know nothing about running a company. You know nothing about the outdoors or anything. And she's like, okay, that's why for the summer I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to learn how things run. I'm going to learn how things operate, and then I will decide if I actually want to run the company or not. And so I really like Mimi Grace's writing. I feel like even though her books again are so shorter than even Lila Sage, I feel like she develops her characters so well, and I feel such attachment to the characters and their relationship and how they make me feel. So I'm hoping this one is another one of those for me where I really enjoy the characters and their relationships. So far we don't have much about the characters, except they're both big, okay? They're both big body, like they're tall and thick, both of them, which I feel like is very interesting. I really like that. Like they're both super tall and both thick, as I said, and I like seeing two people who are both like larger bodied. This is what I'm reading now, but I'm about to go on a walk because I didn't want to go until my boyfriend left for work. It's about to be 5 o'clock. The sun sets in about 2 hours and 15 minutes because of daylight savings time now. It's super bright outside still, so I want to get going so I can make sure that there's enough daylight. So I need to start another audiobook, and the ones that I'm kind of in between right now is Antibot and Bad Blood. This will be finishing off another series, considering I literally just started another one. I didn't even think about that. But Antibot is also pretty short. This one looks thick, as I said, but it's literally only 9 hours on audio, and I have the audio for this on Libby. I got it checked out from my library, and Antibot I have on Libro FM from an ALC. But I don't know which one to pick for my walk. I think I'm gonna go with Bad Blood because I feel like this will keep me very engaged on my walk, because it's like a thriller. I think this one's gonna be the move. So I think I'm gonna do Bad Blood, and then after that I'll probably read Antibot, and then after that I have no idea. So we'll see what else I get up to reading wise later today, but I'm going to get ready for my walk.
You made me wanna leave, made me wanna die. It was all a dream, got lost in your eye. I could never leave when you were by my side. You always made me feel like I wasn't enough. Oh baby, you feel like torture. After all this time you're just a liar. You're burning in me just like fire. I'm just driven by my own desire. You know how to get me on my
running around like a chicken with its head cut off because I went on my walk. It's very nice, and then just in my walk alone, I think I got like 40-ish% into bad blood. So then I was gonna update y'all, then I was like, no, like let me wait till I get to 50%, and then I was gonna go to the grocery store really quickly just to get like a couple things my boyfriend and I needed for like breakfast and just like some snacks and stuff. But then I was like, let me go to Walmart actually, because I'm sick and tired of this place being lampless. My boyfriend, he doesn't particularly enjoy lamps. He likes to be in the dark, so like he just turns off the lights, and he's replaced some of the lights. I can't really show y'all because I think you wouldn't be able to see, but he changed some of the lights to be like color changing. So he just would change it to like purple, pink, whatever, so it's not like really overhead lighting, but it is, and that's just what he does, or uses the TV as lighting because he likes to be in the dark. Even though I like things to be darker, I still love a lamp. Like I don't like overhead lighting, I love a lamp. And all of my lamps in my own apartment are like with color changing light bulbs as well, so I can make them whatever color I want. So I was sick and tired of this place being lampless, so I got a standing lamp for next to the couch. And then the bedroom was really the worst because at least here we have like the color changing light bulbs or whatever. The bedroom has one overhead light on the fan, so like I never ever use that, so it was just like always dark in the bedroom unless I had the TV on at night. Like it was just always dark, so I couldn't really do anything in there. And my boyfriend's friends are coming over tomorrow night, so I'm gonna like be in there. And I also got us pillows because we needed more pillows for the bed and pillowcases, which is why the dryer's going if you hear it, because the pillowcases were wrinkly. I had to put them in the dryer. So I got a whole bunch of stuff for the apartment. I got food stuff, whatever, and I was walking around Walmart not knowing where I'm going because it's not my Walmart. I don't know how it's set up. And then I stopped to get food, and then when I came back I was like, okay, let me put away all the frozen stuff, let me set up the lamps, like because the standing lamps you kind of have to like build them. Not really, like you don't need tools, but you have to like put them together and stuff like that, because just going to Walmart, driving home, and setting everything up. Oh, and I had to make 3 trips to go get everything from the car because everything was so big or like hard to carry, like the pillows. And so between all that, I finished Bad Blood. This is the last book in the Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, if you don't know. I really like the series. It's the same author who wrote The Inheritance Games. The Inheritance Games was fine to me. It was just okay. This series, I really like the series. I find it so addicting. It's not like a 5-star series for me. I would say it's like a 4-star, but I remember I didn't read on my Kindle for like a year. And the first book that I read back was The Naturals. It was like the first book that I read with my Kindle stand and my clicker, and it was literally revolutionary, and I flew through it so fast. And these books are so quick to read. It's basically YA Criminal Minds. We have one main character named Casey, and she gets recruited by the FBI to be part of this Naturals program, which is basically like them recruiting teenagers with special innate abilities. Like some of them are really good at reading people, some of them are really good at detecting lying or lying, some of them are really good with like math and numbers and stuff like that. Like they all have a different innate ability, and they were recruited by the FBI to create this team called the Naturals to solve cold cases. But a lot of them have a lot of trauma, a lot of history, a lot of connections to other crimes relating mostly to their parents. Casey's mom, I think in the synopsis it tells you of the first book that she like basically is presumed dead because she went missing and there was blood everywhere, and so she's presumed dead. And so like that's a big plot point throughout this entire story. I can't really talk too much about this one in particular because it is the 4th book in a series, but I will say the first 2 books in the series were my favorites over the last 2, which I don't know if that's unpopular or not, but like the first one and the second one were so good to me, and I really like these ones, but like the scale of them got so much bigger, you know what I'm saying? Like the first 2 books are kind of like giving a regular episode of Criminal Minds where they're just going and solving a case, but the last 2 books feel more like the episodes of Criminal Minds where it's connected to something larger. I think this one I'm gonna rate 4 stars. I feel like it's really like a 4.25, so I'm stuck between a 4 and a 4.5 because I don't give quarter stars. So we will see. I feel like I will go off my rating for the last one because the last book, I feel like I liked that one the least. This one I liked more than the last book, so if that one was a 4, which I think it was, I'll give this one a 4.5. I did really like it. I liked how it wrapped up. I liked seeing all these characters come together because these teenagers did grow such a close bond over the course of the series, and I really loved it. And this definitely did get wild. It definitely did get crazy. So if you're looking for a really fast-paced thriller series that's really easy to get into and get you hooked, I highly recommend this series. Honestly, I've literally read this entire series in less than a year, and for me that is crazy. Like reading 4 books in a series in a year is insane considering that I have series that I've started from middle school that I still haven't finished, and I like those series, so the fact that I finished this one is kind of insane to me. My time is at 7 hours and 11 minutes now, by the way, but now that I'm home and I'm settled and everything, I'm going to eat a little bit, which I don't like to read while I eat. I like my videos, I like to watch something. I'm so mad because my boyfriend and I started this show, The Pit, and I'm loving it, but we started it together, so I can't watch it because he's not here, but I want to so bad. It's so good. There's only one season, and it's like a medical drama. It's so good. My friend Mayana recommended it to me, and I'm loving it. But then once I eat and everything like that, I think I'm going to get into reading more of Take a Hike on my Kindle, but I do want to pick the next book that I'm going to start on audio, which we've already discussed is definitely going to be Annie Bot. So that's kind of my plan. I'm glad that I already got these two done. I started a new series, but I also finished a new series, so the number hasn't changed too much, and hopefully I'll be finishing another series to kind of, you know, even things out a little bit. But I'm really happy that I've gotten 2 books done already, and we're only 7 hours into the readathon. Anyways, I'm gonna go eat because I literally haven't eaten all day. Don't be like me. Eat your food, be nutritious, eat your vegetables, drink your water. Don't be like me. So I need to go eat because I haven't eaten. I have me a Dream Float Alani Nu. This is actually my favorite flavor of Alani Nu, which I know is kind of controversial because I know a lot of people like a lot of flavors. Alani Nu is not my favorite energy drink brand. Well, maybe. I feel like with other brands I have like a flavor that I like really like that's easily accessible, versus Alani Nu, this flavor is not that accessible, so normally I have to go with flavors that I don't like as much. But it is even more beautiful today outside than it was yesterday. Unfortunately, I did not wake up early today. I literally woke up at noon. I think it was because I stayed up till like 3 a.m. reading, and I didn't even make that much progress because I was yapping to my mom on the phone about a lot of things, because she has been like going through stuff. I'm about to graduate, she's about to retire, so we were like talking through a lot of different things, and I needed her advice on some stuff. And I also fell asleep with the clock running, and so it said it was at 16 hours. We're not at 16 hours, so I'm going to set a countdown timer instead, because I feel like I fell asleep between like 9.5 10 hours. So I'm going to set it for 14 hours left that we have to complete, and I'm guessing that this is going to carry over into tomorrow because it's already 1 o'clock now. Tomorrow I definitely will be reading because, as I said, my boyfriend and I are going on a little day trip, and so we're probably going to be driving like 2-ish hours each way, so I'll definitely be reading, and then this way I can bring y'all along with me. I don't know if I'm allowed to bring my camera, but we will see. But we're going to like the aquarium and the beach and stuff, so I'm glad that I can bring y'all with me. So last night I got 40% of the way to Take a Hike. I'm still enjoying it. It's still good. I like the vibes between the main two characters. I feel like obviously they started off on the wrong foot, so they don't like each other, but seeing them slowly start to like each other more, I've been really enjoying. And then I also made it to page 50 of Annie Bot. I'm almost 25% of the way in because it's a pretty short book. Yeah, it's just over 200 pages. So I'm about 25% of the way in, and this one I'm liking a lot. So Annie Bot is about this robot called Annie who was designed perfectly to be like, I think they call them cuddle buddies for her partner, and I think his name is Doug. Yes, she's designed to satisfy his emotional and physical needs. She has dinner ready for him every night. She wears the cute outfits he orders for her and adjusts her libido to suit his moods. True, she's not the greatest at keeping Doug's place spotless, but she's trying to please him. She's trying hard. She's learning too. So she's like an AI robot, but she is like been made more conscious, I guess, and so there are 2 different modes for these robots, but because she was made more conscious, they had to choose one mode. So there's like a cleaning, more like house duty mode, and then there's like a mode for like cuddling, sex, all that different type of stuff. And so she's set to the like cuddling, sex type stuff, and so she is not great at keeping up with the apartment, as she said she's trying, but she's not good at keeping him spotless. So then he gets a second robot to basically like clean and stuff like that, and that adds in some interesting stuff into the story. And then also like Annie and Doug's relationship is just becoming more dynamic and complicated, and I think that it's very interesting so far. I'm really liking it. I like the writing because it is very like robotic, but I feel like we're still getting Annie's emotions. I don't know, I think it's very well done, and the audiobook is really good, so I will probably be continuing this one because I feel like definitely enjoying this one too, but I feel like this one has just been on my TBR for so long and I've been really intrigued by it because everybody loves it, so I really want to continue on. Plus I'm about to make my boyfriend and I breakfast. It's literally 1 in the afternoon, as I said, but I'm about to make us breakfast and I do have some work for my remote job, so while doing both those things I'm going to listen to this. And then I have reading sprints that start in an hour, so once my reading sprints start I will still have work to do, so I'll be listening to this, but then hopefully it won't take me too long and then I can switch over to finishing this. I'm looking at the pool right now and it's stunning. Like, there's this girl sitting by the pool and she has the right idea when she's reading a book. I'm like, it's so nice. It's even nicer today than it was yesterday. But yeah, I'm gonna go start making breakfast for my boyfriend and I so we can eat before I have reading sprints.
Pretty girl, Abigail, Fur, pretty girl, Bacon Bear, Bacon Bear, Bacon Bear, pretty girl, curly hair, she wavy, pretty girl, everywhere. I see pretty girl, all across the world. I see pretty girl, everywhere I go. I see pretty girls all across the world. I see pretty girls everywhere I go. Pretty girl, look like Kalima, classmate. Pretty girl, look like Jaina, Marie. Pretty girl, look like Alicia, Alicia. Pretty girl, look like Radia, damn. Pretty girl, look like Martha, at work. Pretty girl, look like Deja, Deja Stewart. Pretty girl, look like Janelle Williams. Pretty girl, look like Michelle. I see pretty girls all across the world.
I'm back out on the balcony again because I was out here in the morning, or when I woke up I went and made us breakfast. We ate that, and then I had reading sprints at 2 with my Patreon and I just got off those. It is now 5:51 and we are at 10 hours and 47 minutes left, so we are doing pretty good. There it is, 10 hours 47 minutes left, so I'm over halfway there. I definitely will not be finishing today, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. As I said, I will probably be in the car for like 4 hours tomorrow, so I'll definitely be able to get some reading in tomorrow. I'm almost done with Annie, but I literally almost finished this on my reading sprints. This is not even where I am. I was listening to this while I was doing work and it says I have 5% left, so I'm literally probably like on page 220 or something like that, but I'm almost done with this, liking it. I'll give y'all a review and everything once I finish it up. And I did not make any progress on my ebook because the whole time I was just like doing work. Literally, it's horrible. But I'm about to go on my walk, as I said, so I asked my boyfriend which of the books I have here on audio should I start as an audiobook, and he was like, which one of these has a man as the main character? And I was like, kind of none of them, but this one I know has multiple like main characters. Like, we're following a group of strangers, so I'm pretty sure at least one of the main characters is a man. And all I know about this one is like a literary fiction. I think there's like a failed bank robbery with a hostage situation, and I've heard really good things about this one. I enjoyed Beartown by Frederick Bachman a lot, so I'm excited to get into this one. It's also on my winter TBR, so this will be a good one. I'm going to start this one on audio, and I'm almost done with Annie, so we're almost 3 books in. I'm hoping to definitely finish Take a Hike tonight, but I also want to crochet because I said I was going to last night and I didn't. So maybe I could also finish Anxious People. I don't know how long it is on audio. Okay, it's 9 hours and 53 minutes, so it shouldn't take me that long. I honestly might be able to finish this one and the ebook tonight. We will see. That's kind of like my hopes and dreams. But, you know, sometimes things don't always go to plan. We will see, we will see. But I'm going to go on my walk before it gets dark, and I am hoping to make a good amount of progress on Anxious People. So I'm trying something different. I'm using my phone as a microphone because I didn't bring my lapel microphones with me to my boyfriend's apartment, and him and his friends are in the living room, which is why I'm sequestered in here because, you know, they're a group of men. They're going to be loud, which is why, of course, I have my headphones, my noise canceling Beats. Yes, ma'am. And then also so I will be turning on Bob's Burgers on the TV for extra noise to cover everything that's happening. Hopefully y'all can't hear them too much, and we're focusing more on my voice through this instead of through the camera, because I don't want y'all to be able to hear them too much either. But they're, again, a group of men. They're going to be loud, so we gotta find solutions. Okay, I moved the timer to my iPad because I was recording this on my phone, the audio, so I can't show y'all the time, but we're at 9 hours and 13 minutes. Let me turn her around. 9 hours and 13 minutes, almost 14 minutes, and it's already 10:45 because I've been here and not reading for like 3 hours, but I was like showering, I was eating, I was doing stuff like that. So I did listen for a little bit while I was like doing dishes and just cleaning up a little bit, but I haven't listened too much. But I'm hoping we can get this down to like 7 hours, which is honestly possible just because they are probably going to be here till like 2-3 a.m. And if they're here till 2-3 a.m., I'm obviously gonna be up because they're loud. So I did make it 40-ish% into Anxious People. I am on chapter 31, page 132, and I'm enjoying this one. So this book does have to do with a bank robbery and a hostage situation, but it's actually different than I thought. So basically, it's actually at an open house for an apartment, I believe, and this bank robber who tried to, rob a bank realized that the bank was cashless. So he then went in here with his gun to the open house and has taken a group of people hostage. And in this group of strangers, there's like 4 individuals, I think, and then 2 couples, which is very interesting dynamics. And we're seeing like things about their life, and it's kind of like not linear, I don't think. And because we're seeing stuff from before it, I believe, and then we're seeing stuff after it. And so it's very interesting to see this dynamic play out. But I think I am going to switch gears because it's not like I'm not liking this book. I am, but I low-key want something like that's gonna keep me on my toes. I mean, I do still have Take a Hike, which I'm also 40% into, and I think I will definitely be reading this tonight. I don't know if I'll finish it, but I definitely will be reading some of it tonight. But again, I want something a little bit fast-paced. I want something that's gonna keep me on my toes, and so I feel like not even fast-paced necessarily, maybe even like comedic or something like that. Like I just need something to really like be punchy and engaging. And so I do have the thriller Hostage by Claire McIntosh. I think it has to do with someone being held captive on a plane, which sounds very interesting. I really like the sound of that. And then I also have Night Bitch, which is about like a new mother who begins to think she's turning into like a dog. So I think these 2 are my best bets as of now, and I think what I'm gonna do is like try a little bit of each of this. I don't know if I'll just do like the first chapter. It depends on how long the first chapter is. Is it 5 pages? Is it 40 pages? Because like 5 pages seems too short to like get a gauge, but I might try a little bit of both of these and then see which one kind of holds my attention more, and I will be picking that one up.
Tell me if it's cash you like. You be acting classy like you don't really want it. You know that I blast you right. You can get it right on site. If you really wanna talk that shit, I'm rooting for your Malibu rum. 5 steps from the BJ. Pouring up some shots, got me spinning like a DJ. If you keep me coming, I'll stay till the weekday. Now you wanna call now, trying to come on over to my home now. What you want, I don't know what I want now. Guess we doing more than having fun now. I've been feeling ways, I've been thinking you would feel the same. I've been looking for a better space, nah. I don't even got a heart to break, nah. I've been feeling ways.
Okay, so we are at 6 hours and 17 minutes. It's currently 2:30 in the morning. My boyfriend's friends are still here. I'm really not mad because he planned on having them over before I was coming over here, and I have my own apartment that I could go to if I wanted to, but it's okay because I'm on spring break. I'm reading for this anyways. I don't really mind. I think he said they'll definitely be gone by 3, so as long as it's by 3, I'm fine. But I did decide to read Hostage. This is the first one I started, and I just felt intrigued in the beginning. It's turning out fine. Like, it's giving popcorn thriller, not like the best. Like, it's just fast paced. It's easy to read, but I don't think it's gonna turn out to be anything crazy or anything revolutionary. We're basically following this woman who lives in London. She has kind of a rocky marriage with her husband. They also have an adoptive daughter who's extremely smart, but she has a host of mental illnesses and disorders in general that make her kind of difficult to deal with, and she's very attached to her mother. And she works as a flight attendant, and she actually volunteers to work this first ever inaugural nonstop flight from London to, I think, Sydney. It's definitely Australia, which is 20 hours long. And so she offers to go on this flight because she kind of wants to like escape. She was also like kind of picked as well, I think. While she's on this flight, she gets this note basically saying that she either needs to help this person take over the flight and hijack it, or they're gonna hurt her family. And we are also getting her husband's perspective as him and his daughter are being held hostage. We also get the perspective of like little one-off characters who are passengers on the plane, which I'm liking the perspectives, I'm liking the writing. I just don't feel like anything's gonna be that crazy or revolutionary like so far. I think I'm technically 55% of the way in. Yeah, I'm looking at my Goodreads right now. I'm 55% of the way in, page 195 out of 357. So yeah, and then I haven't read anything else, but I'm literally 55% of the way into this one, 39% into Anxious People, and 39% into Take a Hike. Now, I don't know if I can finish this all in 6 hours, but like I low-key want to try and finish all of these within the next 6 hours, aka today, tomorrow, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to read a little bit of Take a Hike before I go to bed. I'm about to turn off the light and use my Kindle stand. She's right here. Use my Kindle stand with my Kindle and get my clicker. Try and read a little bit before I go to sleepy, but I will try to go to sleep soon so we can wake up early to go on our road trip.
Don't take it personal, I ain't lying, I ain't hiding, I've been grinding, multiplying. I've been trying to get my weight up, staying prayed up, meditating and taking time away. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in, yeah. You got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. Baby, don't check for me. Taking time out to be building. It's my season, lay foundation, make a name for generations. Please and make a, then take a break or a little vacation and chasing blues away. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning or look like you always be working, soaking the moments you live in. Yeah, you got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. Baby, don't check for me. Taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be and live my life. I'm in a place serene and pure and free. Hey, I ain't worried about what's the wave, only worry about me.
Please ignore my little Halloween car hangings. Yesterday I didn't update y'all at all because I was just having such a good time with my boyfriend. We went to the aquarium, we got food, we actually went into this bookstore that reminded me a lot of Half Price Books, which we don't have here in North Carolina, but it reminded me of that with like the new and the used books, and my boyfriend bought me a lot of books, so I'm going to show y'all that. I'm going to go to my sister's house to see my niece and nephew because my sister's actually out of town, so my parents are watching them, and this is the first time that my parents have watched them for like more than a day or two. They're watching them for like 4 or 5 days, so I was like, I'll go over there and I'll make sure that the kids aren't dead. Reading wise, I finished Take a Hike, and I think I'm giving it 4.5 stars, which is what I gave the first book as well. The second book is still my favorite, which I gave 5 stars, but I really love the series. Take a Hike is so fun, and I loved it because it's so like outdoorsy and everything like that. I do wish that we saw a little bit more of the characters together, which is why it's not a full 5 star for me, but I love how Mimi Grace like crafts her like tension. You can tell that they have such a true connection, and I don't always feel that in romances. Like a lot of really popular romances, I don't feel a connection between the characters, that they have any chemistry, but in Mimi Grace's books I always feel the chemistry, so I really love that. I also made it 64% of the way into Hostage. Let me see where I was. I think I was 54%, so I only listened to 10% of that because I think the drive there and back was about 5 hours total, but I'm not gonna lie, when I was there and we got food, I had some margaritas, so on the way back, I was literally so tired. I was just laying there with my eyes closed, so I didn't really read much on the way back, but I think I can get most of my reading in today. I don't know how much I'll be able to finish because I'm still in the middle of Anxious People and Hostage, but I have about 3 hours left on the timer, and I definitely will finish this today, and I'm glad that the other 2 books that I have are audiobooks because I probably will do almost around like 2 hours today of driving, and when I get back, I'll probably only have like an hour because going to my sister's house from my boyfriend's place is like 40 minutes, and then I need to go to my parents' place, which from my sister's house is like 15 minutes. And so now we're almost at like an hour, and then I have to drive back here, and so that's like 45 minutes depending on what time I leave, maybe more, maybe less. So that is like an hour and 40 minutes I anticipate driving. So yeah, I should have about an hour when I get back, but I think I'll be able to make some good progress just driving there. Now I'm going to show y'all what I got yesterday. I need to run through this kind of quickly because I need to go, but at the aquarium I got my niece and nephew this book. It's Secrets of the Seashore. It's a Shine a Light book, so I really liked it because I love the ocean. I grew up reading a lot of ocean books, so you can see it's like a picture, but on the back it's black and white, and if you hold the page up to the light, I don't think I'll be able to show y'all, but when you hold the page up to the light, you can like see these little creatures in the pool on the front, and it looks really cool, so I think that they'll like that. I also got a turtle plushie. I love her. I named her Nova, and my boyfriend also got a turtle plushie because he doesn't like people to know, but he loves plushies. We have like, we call the ones that we like get together, or that he gets me or that I get him, our children. So I have like a lot of other Squishmallows that I've just like gotten myself, or my parents have gotten me, and those are just my Squishmallows, but the ones that we get together or the ones that he buys me or that I buy him are our children. And so now we have 5. We have 3 Squishmallows and 2 turtles. His turtle's name is Gizmo, if you're curious. And we also got these little like mini Stanley shot glasses that have a straw, and honestly kind of game changing, so I really like it. It's like a little shot glass. He got a light blue one, I got like a light purple one, and then I also got this, which I'm so excited to do. It's a puzzle. I'm trying to get into puzzles to teach me patience because I've tried puzzles before, and like 1,000-piece puzzles literally drive me up the wall, and I have no patience for them. So I've been trying to collect some smaller 500-piece puzzles that I think have an easier design to try and like get me into puzzles to teach me patience. And so this one is really cool. I love the ocean and I love the art style, and then also it like glows in the dark, and some things are revealed on here that aren't in the actual picture. That's really what I got from the aquarium. We also got some pictures that obviously we took and they badly photoshopped, but we love them. We also got one in a frame, and that one's on the fridge because it's magnetic, but we have like 2 pictures in here, and we can get like the digital of our pictures as well. Books wise, I got False Witness from that used bookstore because I think this is one of her standalones when I looked it up, and I want to read Karen Slaughter, but she has like a lot of series, and especially because you have to read the Grant County series before Will Trent, and I'm currently reading the Grant County series, but I thought it'd be nice to get another one of her standalones. And then I also saw a lot of like summer books there, and I was like, this is perfect because I am crafting like seasonal TBRs. I really like doing it, so I'm just beginning to now like wrap up my winter and transition into spring, but in a couple months it'll literally be summer. And so I saw Hello Summer People, which I heard good things about, which I believe is more of a like literary fiction or women's fiction, and I have heard good things about it. I also saw The Duke and I, and I love Bridgerton, the show. I love it. I love it. But I heard the books are not great, so I don't know if I'll love them, but I do want to read them, and so I never want to buy them like full price. So I saw this. I don't even know what price it was because they rung it up before I even got to the counter because I left the books there, and so he was like, okay, I'm hungry, so he had them ring them up. So I don't know how much this was, but it was cheap, plus I didn't even pay for it, so whatever. So that's the first bag. Another summer book I got was The Villa by Rachel Hawkins. I also have Reckless Girls, which I think I put on my spring TBR, but The Villa I feel like is definitely like a summer book, and I've heard pretty good things about this one as well, so I got that. Another summer book is 28 Summers by Ellen Hildebrandt. I've never read an Ellen Hildebrandt, but I know a lot of the girlies really like her, and this is the first book in her 28 Summers series, so I thought this would be a good place to start. They had a ton of her books. And then I also got Harlem Shelf by Colson Whitehead. I don't even know what this one's about, but I've heard such good things about this author. I wanted to try him out. And then lastly, of the books that I picked out, I also got When True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This one has been one that I've been dying to read. It's basically about this woman who marries her high school sweetheart. They build a life for themselves and everything, and then Jess is assigned to go on this mission or whatever, and he's in a helicopter which goes missing, and then Emma quits her job, whatever. Now she's in her 30s, and she runs into an old friend, and she falls in love with him, and then Jesse, her first love, who was her husband, her high school sweetheart, is now found alive. So she's like torn between these two men. I heard my boyfriend inquiring about a book, but I didn't know like what it was. I thought it was for him because he also reads, not as much as me, but he does read. So I thought he was just inquiring for him, and I saw that he bought something in this bag, and he was like, oh, it's for me. But I was like, tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. He finally told me when we got to the car, and he got me Just for the Summer. I love Abby Jimenez's books, so I'm really happy that he got this for me, and I honestly might reread this summer because I love the series, and this one is perfect for the summer. So those are all the books and everything I got yesterday. We also collected some shells and stuff, but yeah, so that's it. I'm going to turn on my audiobooks, get to driving, and so I'll talk to y'all when I've made it further into the reading time that we have left, probably when we have like an hour left. I completely thought that I ended off this vlog, but I didn't. I think the last time I talked to y'all, I was going to my sister's house to see my niece and nephew and my parents while they were taking care of them, and during that day from driving back and forth and then reading later that night, I did finish the 2 outstanding books that I had left. I think that I did read a little bit over the 24 hours to finish the last book, but I wanted to finish it and still give y'all my review. So I think I read for like a total of 24 hours and 45 minutes to finish all these books. So first I finished up Hostage, and this one I gave 2.5 stars because I just felt kind of bored. For it being such a high stakes situation, I feel like I didn't really feel that interested in the story, but I did kind of like the end twist and where this went. I also really liked how this was laid out, where we got perspectives from different people who are actually on the flight, as well as other people throughout the story. I really liked how the perspectives were done in this book, and overall I just kind of felt like a mid-read. It was fine, it was okay. Like, there was never a point where I was loving this book, but there was never a point where I was hating this book either. I just felt like it was kind of in the middle. And then I also finished up Anxious People, and this is the one that caused me to go a little bit over on my time, but this one I gave 4 stars. I feel like if I reread this one, I could give it 5 stars because I love the character explorations in here. I thought they were so well done, but I think because I read it for a 24-hour readathon, I was trying to like get through it, and that kind of like hindered my experience and my enjoyment just a little bit. But I loved how everything in this was explored. Everybody was such a nuanced, complex character, and this truly is like a character study of these group of people, and we come to learn so much about them and grow so much with them. And I really enjoyed seeing everybody's lives and how they're all intertwined, these strangers, and they all have their own issues. And I feel like this is a really, really good literary fiction book if you're looking for one. I do think I enjoyed Beartown more than this one. I think I gave that one 4.5 or 5 stars, but this one was also really, really good, and I feel like he does this kind of work really well. That's what he did in Beartown and in this book, where he was exploring like a cast of characters that are a community for one reason or another. And so I really enjoy his work, and I'll definitely continue picking it up. So first we started off this 24-hour readathon with Done and Dusted, which I gave 3.5 stars. Then we moved on to Bad Blood, which is the last book in the Natural series, which I gave 4 stars. Then I picked up Annie Bot, which I also gave 4 stars. Then I read Take a Hike by Mimi Grace, which I gave 4.5 stars. It was my favorite of the readathon. Then we read Hostage, which I gave 2.5 stars, my least favorite of the readathon. And then lastly, we had Anxious People. Sorry, I'm holding the books like these, but we had Anxious Anxious People, which I gave 4 stars. So overall, pretty good. The only book that I really wasn't a huge fan of was Hostage, but everything else got a 3.5 or above. So that's really, really amazing. And I also added up all the pages. So I read 2,019 pages with all the books. I don't even know. That means that apparently I was reading 84 pages an hour. So I'm really happy with everything that I read because I had some stuff on my winter TBR, some stuff on my spring TBR, and I finished off a series as well. So I'm really, really happy with what I was able to read in this 24 hours, even though originally I wanted to do this over 2 days and it really went over the course of 4 days. So, you know, things happen, whatever, but I'm really happy that I did this, and I may do more of these later on once after I graduate. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, leave a little clock emoji down below, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in. Yeah, you got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, 'cause baby,